Dylan. How you doing today?
Benny, stop. Stop.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the DC Ultimate Recap. This is the weekly show where we tell you about everything that happened in DC Comics last week. The purpose of this show is so that you understand everything and you can run out and go buy yourself some comic books this week and you know what's happening. Or you just wait until next week and we tell you what happened in that one and you just keep watching these like weird recap situations. Anyway, today's co-host is going to be Sal from Comic Pop. You can go check out his channel over at youtube.com/Comic Pop or the link down below. I think it's technically like /TV Little House still, but either way, we'll put you a link down below. You can go check them out. If you're wondering where Caitlin and Rob are, well, they've pretty much vanished and no news is good news. You fire somebody, you never want to hear from them again. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and move forward with the show today. Sal, why don't you take the first comic?
In Batgirl number 10, we learn that Ethan, the Penguin's son, has a few unresolved issues of both the girlfriend and daddy variety. He uses that sweet app money to hire an intern just to dump Babs, and when she seeks help from another man, uses that sweet app technology to hack into the self-driving car and attempt to run her over while she's inside a restaurant. Though he thinks he's managed to pull off the greatest rom-com murder of all time, Babs is alive and on the case, chasing him down to his next target, his own father, the Penguin.
Over in Wonder Woman number 21, Veronica, aka Cheetah, and Diana battle it out in front of a tree which apparently houses a portal to get everyone to Themyscira. I will never say it correctly, and it doesn't matter if I say it correctly because you know what I'm talking about, the Amazon's paradise. Anyway, through blood and toil, they do end up opening up that portal, and when everyone finally walks through it, and we seemingly get to go back to Themyscira, it turns out that it's not actually the Amazon paradise. No, this portal brings everyone to Ares prison. I really am getting invested in the storyline, and please, Greg Rucka, I know you're leaving the series, but please answer the questions before you leave. Now on to a much more serious topic, guys. Have you ever wanted to have a smooth face or smooth head like your favorite superheroes? Let's go ahead and use the example of Saitama from One Punch Man. That guy shaves everything off. Well, not really shaves, it all fell out, but either way, do you want to look like him? Then you're gonna need to shave it all off. And you can do that by using the quality razors from Dollar Shave Club. If you click the link down below, you'll follow our sponsored link, which allows you to support this show and this channel, over to Dollar Shave Club, get yourself some high quality razors, become a superhero, and then you can run off and probably get your butt kicked. One shave!
Detective Comics number 955 is, to be frank, it's a little bit of a tearjerker, you guys. With the entire Bat family, including the Patriarch himself, at the mercy of Shiva, it is up to Cass to become like a shadow and take out every single member of the League of Assassins to save the lives of everyone in Gotham from the bomb that Shiva's planted. In the end, she sheds the burden of being a living weapon, the emptiness of her childhood and mother, to transform herself into the hero that she deserves to be.
Over in Action Comics number 978, we're continuing the storyline where we kind of like revisit what Superman's new origins are. He's currently in the Fortress of Solitude, and they're giving him all of the information. We go over some key points in his life, such as his adult life at the Daily Planet, how he proposed to Lois, the birth of his son, and his own death at the hands of Doomsday. Meanwhile, all of his biggest villains are currently being recruited for a Superman Revenge Squad. I'm more interested in that than the new origin. At this point, I don't care. He's Superman again. Let's move forward and have him punch things. Or talk it out.
It feels good to be back. Hey everybody! So here's the thing. New York didn't quite work out, but I am happy to see you all again. The weekly recap is my baby. It's my child. It's my story. And Benny can't take it away from me or Rob. See, that stupid mother forgot that before he hired me to do this little series and to work on his channel, that I was in IT. That's a lot of code, that's a lot of development, and that's a lot of sneaking into places where I don't belong. I'll assume that Benny is still going over with his new writer and his new anchor all of the major comics for this week. So I will bring you guys just a little break, just a little something special. A new indie comic, or not a new, but a revived indie comic from Valiant's own line, XO Manowar, Number 1. The first issue drops us into an alien war on another planet, where an Earthen refugee, Arik of Darcia, has been unwittingly enlisted. Though originally part of the grand and very ancient Roman Empire, Arik finds himself very accustomed to and very good at various acts of violence, despite his complete disdain for it. To survive and excel in this new world and to survive the war at hand, Arik winds up bonding with the legendary Exo Man-O-War armor, something that he thought he had left behind in his peaceful days away from Earth. However, he winds up being so good at war and so good at amping up the mortality rate that he winds up catching the attention of his generals and rulers as a particularly special warrior. This first issue is really cool. It involves a lot of blood and guts. The armor is fantastic. The war scenes are very Final Destination-esque in the way that they pop off all of the minor characters, and it's a great lead-in to the revival of this pretty iconic indie character. So I highly suggest you guys pick it up, and I guess I'll let you get back to your regularly scheduled programming. And by the way, Rob, I got your message.
Over in Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns number 19, we're continuing the time jump storyline in which Rip Hunter is now currently in the past with a Green Lantern ring. We pretty much spend most of the issue discovering how Rip Hunter has a Green Lantern ring, but as it turns out, in the future, the Green Lanterns are completely gone, so are the Yellow Lanterns. It's entirely because John Stewart brought the Yellow and Green Lanterns together, because eventually the Yellow Lanterns decide to be a force for good. They're just gonna have to become Green Lanterns, so they make a giant Green Lantern Corps, and then they all get eradicated eventually, and John then gave a ring over to Rip Hunter, but he deactivated all of the Green Lantern abilities, just allowing him to communicate Green Lanterns, and he sent him back in time, and now he's over here, and they're all trying to work together, and at the end of the issue, Hal Jordan runs into this new weird Green Lantern's light weirdness. Can you tell a lot happened? Yeah, a lot happened. I can't wait to see what's next!
Suicide Squad number 16, where Amanda Waller seduces Lex Luthor, takes a peek at Lex's, bizarro experiments, and uses a kryptonite gift as a way of implanting a deadly explosive into Zod's head, effectively turning him into the USA's very best WMD yet.
Meanwhile, over in The Flash number 21, the continuation of The Button, we have Bruce and Barry's Excellent Adventure! In this issue, they go traveling through time, in which we get a ton of Easter eggs. But the most important thing that we got is 2 guys, 1 treadmill, and a love that just won't quit. You know, the love for 2 bros and shaky time plots. In the end, they end up traveling through time, discovering that whatever has been altering the history of the DC Universe has been doing so since Flashpoint. And then they get back to their psychedelic time travel journeys. And that concludes all of the key issues of this week that have important things that we read directly. Now, there are other issues that we've had other people tell us what happened in them, and I am about to give you those honorable mentions, because even if it is an important comic book in the DC Universe this week, it is an important comic book to somebody. Now, over in the Justice League of America, when a superpowered gun runner liberates a city by turning it into his own army, the JLA respond by using Lobo to liberate the citizens. Honestly, it's really interesting. The entire issue is Batman and Lobo pretty much discussing what is Lobo doing, and then Lobo just getting his butt kicked. And Hellblazer number 9, John and Miserable's hunt for the missing journal continues into the City of Light. Blue Beetle number 8 has us picking up after his battle with Mordecai, where Blue Beetle is left completely powerless, leaving him vulnerable to yet another attack. Batman Beyond number 7 has Terry attempting to put the cowl behind him, living his own life. He will not let the life of Batman hold him back. Sadly, this dream is stabbed to death by the return of the League of Assassins and their new assault on the city of Gotham. Plus, we are diving into the mystery of that new weird suit that he's wearing as Batman. In Teen Titans number 7, it's Shark Week for the Teen Titans as Aqualad allies himself with the Titans to defeat King Shark. And that concludes the DC Ultimate recap of this week. I really hope you guys are enjoying the show. We're putting a lot of time and effort into this, and I do want to thank the entire team behind the show. So if you want to go say hi to them, you can find Sal at Twitter at SalSaysWant, Caitlin is at That Sea Monster, and Rob is at Comics Explained. I hope to see you guys next week right here, and if you want to support the show, then head on over to Dollar Shave Club or pick up our new t-shirt, which will also be linked down below for a limited time. It's Guardians of the Galaxy themed.